This video clip comes from the show Meat Eater with Steven Rinella. In the footage, what appears to be a Bigfoot-like creature is seen peeking out from behind a tree while observing a deer. Unbeknownst to the Sasquatch, a hunter had set up a trail camera in the area to monitor game activity. Take a closer look. As the video is slowed down, you can clearly see the Bigfoot attempting to hide behind a tree, but it's caught on camera. When the footage is zoomed in, you can make out details like white or gray hair and some facial features. Opinions are divided about the clip. Some suggest it's part of the production, possibly a crew member following the hunter with a camera. They argue that this person would also adhere to scent-free protocols and wear camouflage, carrying a small camera instead of a weapon. If the hunter was hidden well enough from the elk and the supposed Bigfoot, then the camera operator would be too. Others doubt this explanation, pointing out that a mature elk would not remain so close to a predator without reacting. They argue it's either another elk or possibly just wine moving some foliage. If the figure was as clear to Steven Rinella as it appears in the footage, it would likely have been close enough to the elk to spook it with any unexpected sound or movement. Some viewers note that during the first two appearances, the movement might resemble a branch swaying in the wind. However, during the third peek, the figure emerges lower and follows an unusual arc-like path. It even seems to continue moving to the opposite side of the tree just before the video ends. While it could be a crew member, others insist it doesn't behave like wind-blown vegetation. Skeptics highlight that animals like elk are always alert to predators, ready to flee at the slightest sign of danger. If the figure were a predator, the elk would likely have bolted, especially given its movement. Some suggest that if the camera can capture the movement so clearly from a distance, there's no way the elk would miss it. The debate rages on, as many are still unsure what exactly they're seeing in this clip. Here's a controversial photograph from the 1970s, originating from Fort McMurray, Alberta. This image has circulated widely and continues to ignite heated debates in cryptozoology circles. The story goes that a snowmobiler was out riding when something massive crossed the path ahead. Acting quickly, he grabbed his camera and snapped a photo of what he believed to be a Bigfoot. The figure in the photograph appears dark and bulky, moving through the snowy terrain with what some describe as an unmistakably non-human gait. After examining the image closely, several points are worth considering. First, the 1970s were a particularly active period for Bigfoot sightings, but this was also a time when winter gear was often bulky and dark-colored. What appears to be a muscular figure might simply be a person in a heavy snowmobile suit. Additionally, the image's blurriness, typical of 1970s camera technology, makes detailed analysis challenging. The timing of the photo raises another issue. Fort McMurray experiences limited daylight in winter, and the lighting in the image suggests it was taken during dawn or dusk, times when visual perception can be unreliable. The contrast between the snow and the dark figure could also create an illusion of greater size. That said, Alberta's vast wilderness has been the setting for numerous unexplained sightings over the years. Its remote forests and harsh climate could theoretically provide the isolation necessary for an undiscovered species to remain hidden. So, what do you think? Is this a case of someone in winter gear captured at an odd angle? Or did this snowmobiler manage to photograph evidence of something truly mysterious in the Canadian wilderness? This eerie video surfaced online, shared by a man from South Carolina, USA. The footage captures strange noises coming from his backyard, prompting him to investigate. What he discovered was caught on camera. To cause the kind of damage seen on the tree, it would take the strength of a gorilla or chimpanzee. Take a look for yourself. This footage is absolutely astonishing. And no, this isn't about the escaped lab monkeys from South Carolina.
I hope you can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me. I've never seen anything like it in my life. This is the second time I've come over here. And the first time when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me. And I still cannot figure out what it is. Look, they're ruining this freaking place. What in God's name is it? It's bigger than me, whatever it is. Because it's breaking limbs off that it would take me 2 minutes to saw. Look, see, he's coming right above me right here. He's fixing to throw something at me, whatever it is. Yeah, they don't like you messing with them. Look. What in God's name is going on? Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and it doing this. It's something stronger than a bear. And he is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree. About 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches in diameter that he just broke because he's pissed because I'm getting close to him. I think I'm going to bounce because I think he just hit the ground, which means he's about to face me on foot. And I don't really want to wrestle with somebody that can tear trees down just because they're mad. My God, look at the tree he just freaking broke in half.
A hunter from northwestern Pennsylvania recently shared an extraordinary photo. According to him, he had started noticing something, or someone, following him through the forest over the past few weeks. A tall, dark figure would occasionally appear on the hills, hiding behind trees and rocks. Feeling both intrigued and uneasy, he decided to uncover the identity of this mysterious stalker by setting up a series of trail cameras in the woods. To his astonishment, one of the cameras captured a clear image of the creature. The photo shows a large, shaggy figure resembling either a monkey or the legendary BIGFOOT, Sasquatch. The creature appeared to approach the camera, seemingly curious, and looked directly into the lens. The image was detailed enough to rule out ordinary explanations, such as a falling leaf or a bird in motion. Unsurprisingly, the hunter and many others believe the camera may have captured the elusive Bigfoot. It's possible that the creature, intrigued by the unusual appearance of the camera, stopped to examine it closely, resulting in the remarkable snapshot. Next, let's move on to the sounds that Bigfoot makes in the next footage that was taken. This recording was made in British Columbia. Let's listen to it. Giant, large, hairy, bipedal anthropoid beings were described in the ancient legends of the indigenous people of British Columbia, Canada, long before Bigfoot became a phenomenon in popular culture. The Bukwoos, male Sasquatch in Kwakwaka'wakw and Dissanokwa, female version, appear in carvings and dance as well as folklore. Native watchman Tom Seward talks about his personal encounter with the Bukwoos, the wild man of the woods, in 1994 while on a fishing boat anchored off a village island in the Broughton Archipelago. His encounter is documented in John Bindernagel's book, North America's Great Ape, the Sasquatch. Now let's hear the testimony of this watchman.
Early 2000 period, I had a floating native gift store in my home for my young child and my common-law wife at the time, over in Village Island, catering to the tourists. And I was stirring soup on the stove, and two kayakers walked into the float house, and the woman goes, "What throws rocks out here, bears or squirrels?" And it got my attention, so I asked her, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, "Oh, we're camped over on Turner Island at this peninsula." I said, "Yeah, I know the place." And she goes, "We're sitting in a little structure." I said, "Yeah, there's like a lean-to frame on the beach, on the White Shell Beach." And she goes, "We were watching the stars sparkle and reflect on the calm water. And all of a sudden we could hear little pebbles, rocks being thrown from the trees behind us and splashing. Ba-dum, ba-dum." And she goes, "We were wondering what it was." And I said, "Well, nothing throws rocks out here except for humans and Bukwoos, the wild man of the woods, the male Sasquatch. And it's one of their traits. It's a primate characteristic that Diane Fossey and Jane Goodall established back in the 60s with primates, that when threatened or curious, they'll throw rocks. And if they're really threatened, they'll shake foliage or they'll push over dead foliage. And it's documented with chimpanzees, mountain gorillas, orangutans, monkeys, that they do these primate characteristics and acts when they feel threatened. And of course, if you correlate that to Sasquatch Bigfoot sightings, it's rampant. It's across the board.
These shots featuring a huge Yeti Bigfoot were shot in Russia. In them, we see two girls going crazy after getting into a car accident that a truck crashed into. One of the girls films the incident from inside the car. She captured a dark creature that looked like a snowman moving through the forest. Let's take a look.
Успокоились, девочки. Сейчас разберемся. Так, сейчас водитель
Тормозил.
Тихо, не
Почему так
паникуй.
тормозишь?
Так,
Что
давай ты
такое?
спокойно
Там
уже
что-то
позвонишь.
пробежало, там что-то пробежало. Где вы
Успокойся.
смотрите, что
Да.
делать? Я даже
Какой?
не знаю,
Паникуй.
кому звонить.
Что это?
Что это?
Какой-то...
Подожди, что это такое? Ты снимаешь, что это? Что это?
In the footage, we see a humanoid creature moving not like a human through trees in a winter forest. It is black and hairy. I don't think it could be a bear or some other creature because we can clearly see two arms and two legs. The Bigfoot, often referred to as the Russian Yeti, or Almasty in some regions, is a character in folklore and legend in Russia, much like the Bigfoot in North America. Descriptions of the Yeti in Russia vary, but it is usually depicted as a large, hairy, human-like creature found in remote mountainous and forested areas. The following footage was captured by a seasoned trail cam hunter who set up his camera deep in the forest to monitor wildlife activity. When reviewing the images, he came across this startling figure which sent chills down his spine. The only thought that crossed his mind was to share this discovery with others, sparking curiosity and debate. Let's take a closer look at this mysterious photo. The image depicts a wooded area, rich with dense greenery and shadowed by the forest canopy. Among the trees, a figure can be seen partially obscured behind thick branches. At first glance, the figure appears humanoid, with features that resemble the legendary Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Its form suggests a tall, broad-shouldered entity, and what seems to be a dark, hairy texture covers much of its body. If you examine the photo more closely, the face becomes slightly distinguishable. Faint lighter areas suggest the presence of eyes and other facial features. But the intricate details are cleverly masked by the dense foliage in the foreground. This sighting has sparked a wide array of reactions. Some people are convinced this is undeniable proof of Bigfoot's existence, claiming the figure's posture and appearance match the descriptions of the mythical creature. To them, this is a breakthrough moment in the search for evidence of Sasquatch. However, others remain skeptical. They argue that the image could easily depict a trick of the light, a shadow cast by the trees, or even a person in costume. Without clearer evidence, many feel it's impossible to definitively confirm the figure's identity. Whether this is a genuine sighting or a misinterpretation, the photo has certainly ignited curiosity, keeping the Bigfoot legend alive and well. The mystery continues, leaving viewers to decide for themselves. Is this the real deal, or just another intriguing but inconclusive image? A Creek group is on Rocky Boy tribal land, and the video includes strong language and cursing. These guys are clearly shaken. I watched it on Matt Moneymaker's YouTube channel titled Rocky Boy Bigfoot Video Montana.
Right there, right there, right there. There he is. You see?
Yeah.
Holy.
Look, it's big and black. That looks like a gorilla.
Got chills. I knew he'd be back.
He's just standing there, bro. Let me work on him. Let me see if I can fucking see him. Shoot, camera, man. I knew they snuck away.
But I heard him walking up.
Since these men filmed their Bigfoot encounter at night with a cell phone camera, visibility was limited, but there are several moments where the Sasquatch's eye shine can be seen, which helps pinpoint its location. You can see several frames that reveal the outline and head of the dark creature. Its dark color provides excellent camouflage in the nighttime forest, allowing it to blend in seamlessly with the surroundings. A strange creature resembling Bigfoot was seen between Steamboat and Greasewood. We'll provide the backstory for this image, enlarge it, and go over a few details. Terry shares that this photo was taken on the Navajo reservation near Gatto, Arizona. There have been many comments about it on social media. He writes, "My aunt took this picture about 2 years ago. No exaggeration. This happened in a canyon between Cornfield and Greasewood, Arizona, on the Navajo Nation. She was out tending to livestock south of our homestead when she heard strange noises. She walked to the edge of the small canyon and saw this creature. It looked up at her, and being older, her immediate instinct was to snap a quick photo and get out of there. She managed to herd the sheep back and didn't return to that area for a long time. She told the family, and we all grabbed rifles, but we were told not to engage since no one was sure what it was. I heard it was spotted again a few days later. Strange things are often seen and heard in this area of the reservation. I never expected this picture to end up on social media, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. We've heard similar stories from Steamboat, Greasewood, and Navajo Station, but we're always told to leave it alone. We try not to walk alone and carry protection when we do. Our dogs are getting old, but we keep them with us. You don't have to believe me, but I'm sharing the truth of what happened that day. I genuinely believe these creatures are out there, and I will leave them be." When enlarging the image, it appears the creature was either peeking from behind cover or crouching down among the logs and embankment. It has a forward lean often associated with Bigfoot, though it might be due to it hiding. You can make out the creature's right leg and thigh below the large branch. Its face is visible, showing a right eye socket, a flat nose, and a small mouth above the chin. It also seems to have ears on either side of its head. The creature looks large and thick compared to the surrounding trees and logs. The following footage from the first seconds does not seem somehow intimidating and mysterious. An ordinary man of Mexican appearance took a selfie against the background of many fallen trees. Perhaps he found it interesting, or it's just a random photograph, but let's take a closer look at the upper right corner. It gets creepy from the realization that some kind of humanoid and a humanoid figure from the bushes. While you were in the forest, you felt like someone was watching you. Share it in the comments. Returning to the figure, I'll show you a richer and more contrasting photo where you'll see it. I can look at it by noticing human facial features. A nose, a look, a mouth, and even see a conical head, like a Bigfoot from legend. The conical shape of the head may resemble the cranial crest seen in some great apes such as gorillas, but there obviously can't be any in this region. This ridge serves as an attachment point for strong jaw muscles, and may explain why some reports describe a Bigfoot with a similar feature. Let's take a closer look at this fascinating snapshot. At first glance is a serene woodland setting, reeds, logs, and dense forest in the background. But standing in the center is something that immediately grabs your attention. A tall, dark, humanoid figure. The figure appears to be broad-shouldered and bulky, with a shape that suggests significant mass. It stands upright, giving it a distinctly human-like silhouette. But its proportions seem slightly off, potentially larger and more robust than the average person. About the details. The lighting and distance of the photo make it difficult to pinpoint specifics, such as facial features or fur texture. However, the figure appears to blend naturally into the environment, as if it's part of the scene rather than a staged addition. Its dark coloring contrasts sharply with the lighter tones of the reeds and logs, making it stand out as an ominous presence in an otherwise tranquil setting. What makes this image intriguing is its ambiguity. Could this be a genuine Bigfoot sighting? The upright posture and bulky frame align with descriptions from countless eyewitness reports. The figure doesn't seem to resemble a typical animal that might inhabit the area, such as a bear, which adds to the mystery. These creatures are thought to thrive in remote, dense forests, and this setting fits that description perfectly. The logs and water also suggest the area could be a natural pathway for wildlife, which might explain why this figure was spotted here. What do you think? Are we looking at a legitimate Bigfoot caught on camera? Or is this another case of mistaken identity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.